Ever have trouble navigating fashion that's both age appropriate yet still fun? Listen in today as we talk to an image expert about all that on Chronology.
You're listening to Studio 809 Podcast. This is what community sounds like.
Welcome to the Functional Fitness and Nutrition Podcast with Chronology on Studio 809. I'm Stevie.
And I'm Will.
And we're your co-hosts and experts behind Chronology Functional Fitness and Nutrition. Chronology is a wellness company focusing on functional health and anti-aging through personal training, nutrition counseling, and a holistic approach to life. You can find us online at chronologyfit.com.
That's Chronology with a K.
Hello, everyone. Today we have an image and leadership expert and speaker and trainer with us today. Her name is Lynette Jones. Hello, Lynette. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi.
And she knows the importance. Oh, of course. We're so glad to have you here. And she knows the importance of a first impression, which is why she feels so strongly about enhancing your professional image and brand. As CEO of When Style Matters, Lynette focuses on the ABCs of a great image, appearance, behavior, and communication. She teaches motivated women how to use effective leadership skills, including image and style strategies, designed to create a powerful image and brand that results in undeniable confidence and boundless success. So, Lynette, tell us a little bit about yourself, what inspired you to go into this field of work, your experience and everything.
Okay, great. Let me say that this has always been something that's been a part of my lifestyle. I always like to say that it is an intimate part of my life because it really began when I was a little kid. My parents were very image conscious, and not in an egotistical way, but they understood the importance of having impeccable character and
That's
style.
how you present yourself, you know, gives that first impression, and
that's right.
Second and third and fourth, and yeah.
Yeah, they understood that. So very early on, I like to say one of their pearls of wisdom that they shared with me is if you're well-dressed, well-spoken, and well-mannered, the sky is the limit. And really, they were right. Mm-hmm. If you know how to present yourself, you can open a lot of doors, you get more opportunities, and it certainly helps you grow your success. So I started just being a part of a home where that was important, and it just went on from there. And over the years, I, of course, got my certifications and started my company 13 years ago in San Diego.
Great. So, we're a health company, but I do think that there is a big connection between image and health. So can you elaborate a little bit on that? What's the connection there?
Definitely, and I certainly agree with you. I see a direct link between the way you look and feel about yourself, because that's a part of what I consider self-care. When you don't feel good about yourself, it impacts your self-esteem, your self-confidence, even your self-worth. And those are directly impacting your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So for me, style is about a lot more than fashion. It's really about helping you feel good about yourself and value who you are and not being afraid to invest in yourself.
Great. And you know that, we focus on healthy aging.
Yes.
And so like myself, for instance, I'm 51 years old and I'm a little bit of a rocker chick, but I mean, I know there's certain things that I shouldn't wear at this age, but I'm not quite ready to give up style yet. So, and same with my husband, he's always been into fashion. So what's the difference between what you're going to wear in your 50s versus your 20s and 30s while not like giving up? You still want to be you, and you still want to be stylish.
Yes.
But you do need to make some changes.
There are changes that come with age. I like to say when it comes to your style, it's not really as focused on age as it is your personality, your body type, and your lifestyle. Just as we as individuals evolve over time, so does your style. And so for most people, they may have some things that they like in their 20s that they carry over. For example, it could be your favorite color. If your favorite color is blue, you may wear that your entire lifetime. Or you may have been a redhead as a little kid and growing up, and now you're older and your red is not exactly the way it was when you were in your 20s, so you may choose to dye your hair. whether it's red or blonde or whatever it may be. So those things may carry over with time. But typically, as our lifestyles change, as we move into our professional careers and then later in life when we may retire, but still be active in our communities and beyond, your style is going to adapt to that. I'll use myself as an example. In my 20s, loved wearing hip huggers and the little midriff tops, but that's not something I would wear now.
Right.
That isn't going to fit my lifestyle, and it's also not going to fit my body. So, when you think of your body changing, even if you weigh the same thing at 50 that you did when you were 25,
Your body's still different.
your body's still different. The proportions are different. So,
And you probably shouldn't be 60 wearing a mini skirt.
well, not unless you have the right things with it.
Yeah.
You may want to wear the right tights and things like
Right.
that. So we're all individuals, but it's really much more your personality, like you said. You may be a classic personality style type or a romantic where you like ruffles and flowers, or you may be sporty. So that can change over time, and that's really what guides your style.
Okay, so what are some examples of some things maybe that you've seen where somebody needs to make, they're getting older or they're a young person who's now in a professional position and they still want to dress in one of those ways,
Yes.
but they need to make some changes. Now, you mentioned the right things, so maybe like with a mini skirt, so maybe just changing the way you wear something. Or, what are some
So you may
examples?
still like to wear a skirt that isn't long, a midi length. You may still want something short, but maybe it's only an inch above your knee as opposed to 3 inches above. And you may decide as you get older that your mini skirt looks better if you're wearing a pair of opaque tights. Something that, may hide some imperfections that come with age, whether it's veins or things like that. So it's really just trying to adapt. Even at a younger age, at 40, as your career you may go up the career ladder, it may become necessary for you to dress in what may seem more conservative for some. We're sort of being a little bit more relaxed with that nowadays, but it's still always better to overdress than underdress. So I encourage my clients to still embrace your colors that you like, and you can still wear a suit that has more style or a suit that may look a little bit more sporty but still be acceptable in your workplace. So it really just depends on what your career is and what things you really want to hold on to. But usually we can still make it work.
Well, I know you mostly deal with women. You mostly
Yes.
help women out. But, guys, I see guys my age that are still dressed like 12-year-olds. And I don't think, and my husband is very fashionable. He does not. But I still see guys wearing,
Well, I still wear jeans and stuff.
yes,
right?
but you wear nice
but
jeans.
I don't wear
the shirts with "I'm with stupid"
I
written
don't
on it
wear
in a baseball cap.
the Levi's anymore. My jeans I kind of look for a unique style. I have these pair now that have like a bunch of like embroidered roses down the leg, which I love. Or I like, the Periellis, not just because of the name, because they fit me so well.
Right.
They fit my waist well, everywhere well. So those are the kind of jeans I like to wear.
And that's the key right
Yeah.
there. That there's certain, when you're younger, you can throw on almost any kind of
Right.
jean and it works. As we get older, we become more aware of the subtle differences
Yes.
in the designers.
Yes.
And you say, hey, these really fit my body nice. I don't have to try to
Yes.
make up the waist difference with a belt, for
Exactly.
example. And so you become more aware of those things.
Yes.
And so, yes, just as a woman, it's the same thing with a guy. You may always like T-shirts. Great. But sometimes
Choose a different type,
you want to
yeah.
choose a different type as you get older.
Yeah, maybe not with the stupid sayings on them and
I
put your
didn't
hat
say
on
that.
sideways. And
Stevie said that.
so if you could give, and I guess for both men and women, your top 3 no-nos for older people from, say, middle age and up, What would be
what
the
would they
three
be?
things that you would be like, oh no?
Well, I think first I would say embrace who you are. Embrace who you are today. Embrace your age. Don't try to run away from it. Secondly, make sure that your style reflects your lifestyle and your personality and your profession if you're still in the workforce. And thirdly, if you don't know how to make those match, seek out the help of an expert.
Absolutely.
And I think that goes for men and women.
Yeah. And then we have, we're in the health business. We get quite a few clients that are, losing weight. They're on their way down. Do you have any tips for people who are kind of like changing, their bodies are changing and they're in between sizes and they're, because someone doesn't want to go out and buy a new wardrobe and it doesn't fit them a month later. So
That's right.
do you have any tips for that?
Well, that is a challenge because, as you say, you don't want to buy a new wardrobe every time. Typically, every 10 pounds can be a different size in your wardrobe. So, in those instances, I think it's best to try to go with tops that are loose enough that even when you're losing weight, they're still okay. You can put a belt on to make it work. Sweaters are good for that, and that works for men and women. Sweaters are nice because they don't have to be form-fitting.
Right.
And your bottoms, that's a little bit more challenging, but if you can try to find slacks that will still fit at the waist or where you only need to take in the waist and the hips and the legs can still be fine, maybe a little looser, that will work. If you're a more sporty style, of course, athleisure wear is a good fit for you because that kind of goes with the body. You can get by with it. But if you're in the workforce, it can be a challenge. So I say go with tops that you can put a belt on with, use sweaters or over jackets that are okay if they get a little loose, and then just kind of monitor from there. The tailor is always your friend. You can go up or down a size with good tailoring and extend the life of your clothing. But at some point, when you make a 2-size difference, so when you hit 20 pounds different, whether it's larger or smaller,
That's when you really need to buy something new.
to invest in new clothes.
So we just got into spring. Do you have any spring style tips that you can share with our audience?
I do, and it's a really fun season for spring. I hope we in Colorado Springs get to feel that soon.
Yeah. Kind of. For those of you not here, it's kind of windy and chilly today. We're almost to
Yes,
April. So
it is. So, for the ladies, colors, really fun, bright colors are trending this year. There's an Empire Yellow, which is a beautiful, bright yellow, sunshine yellow that's out now, as well as something called Lovebird, which is an exciting tropical green. It's very similar to lime green, and it's just gorgeous. And also a very interesting color called Electric Blue Lemonade. I don't know where some of these names come from. It is very close to a cobalt blue. So if you know what that is, a beautiful bright blue. So those are just 3. There's fiery red and others. But the bright colors are really taking center stage. Also in terms of design, you're going to see a lot of polka dots this season. Shirtwaist dresses are becoming very popular again. Maxi skirts are back. Puff sleeve blouses. And fringe on everything, dresses,
Fringe,
skirts,
huh?
jackets, blouses, the works. So if you're a lover of fringe, this is your season. This spring and summer, you're going to see that. Now, for the guys, powder blue is a very popular color coming out in shirts.
I think
in
you used to have a
jackets.
powder blue leisure suit back in the 70s, didn't you?
It was a very popular color then. Well, I would suggest using the powder blue in a nice shirt. Not a leisure suit, but a powder blue shirt would work nicely. There's also something fun called supersonic blue, which is a royal blue color, again, similar to cobalt, and also some of the softer colors, beige for men and women is going to be popular, chestnut brown for the guys, and tomato red, which has a lot of orange in it. So those are colors for the guys. Clothing, trench coats have come back, so you'll see those. Athleisure wear is getting even more popular now. Western wear, if you like boots or shirts with stitching, trim, and belts, you're going to see a lot of Western wear. A relaxed, more flowy pant for the guys. Fit dinner jackets are coming back into play. So if you take Stevie out, you can get a nice jacket.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And jean shorts. Those are coming back in.
Jean
Pretty
shorts.
popular. Yeah. So
Well, I'm glad to hear her say athleisure wear because that's what we're in 80% of the time.
it's right
our
on,
job,
you're
yeah.
right on trend. No problems there.
I
It means we
still
should be
try
able to find some good stuff in the
I
stores
still try
this
to
time.
stay very fashionable when I buy my.
Even with your
Athletic
athleisure
wear,
wear.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. You can still have a flair to it.
So, if someone wanted to work with you, who is your ideal image and style client, and what type of services for image and style do you offer?
Thank you. Okay, so I always say that I have two types of clients that come to me. There's the woman, many of my clients who are quite stylish already. So they already understand the value and the importance, and they have some skill. So they know how to look nice, and they're really coming to me to enhance their natural skills and abilities. I always say, in other words, they know how to look nice, but they pay me to help them look great. And they are a great style client to work with. But the other woman that's an ideal type for me is really a woman who may be struggling with some of those negative feelings that I talked about earlier, who has a problem with a lack of self-confidence or low self-esteem, who may be struggling with those feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. And she needs to create a dynamic image that's going to give her the confidence to go out and attain her goals. And I love working with both because I know that the work I do can help transform those negative feelings and also make the woman who's already stylish but wants to know all the colors that work, all the styles that work perfectly. It's going to help them have a competitive edge, and both of them will feel better about themselves. And for me, it has never mattered whether the change starts on the inside out or the outside in. What I do know is if you change the outside, the inside changes too. And that's the satisfaction that I get from working with them.
So, let's say someone comes to you and wants to work with you. What's the process? Where do you begin?
So we begin with just right now I do a Zoom call, or we may meet for coffee because I want to find out what her lifestyle is about, what are her goals, what is it that she's really seeking from me. And from there, I introduce what I have, my signature style system for women. I love my system. It's really great. It's very detailed and thorough, and it really helps anyone, any woman, understand her body and her personality type style and can move forward from there. So that is, if you're near me, I have 3 packages. 2 are in person. I work one-on-one. So it's a full day with me after the initial intake. Then we have a full day of working together. It's customized to meet your specific image and style needs. So it's not a cookie cutter, one size fit all.
Yeah, we don't do those either.
No.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. And so we have a full day. There are some basics that I include in all of my packages because I don't see how you can really do it without. So your personal color analysis, so you know which colors work best for you, and your body and style analysis, which consists of vertical and horizontal measurements and a lot more. And then we move on from there with wardrobe planning and management, or some personal shopping assistance. Some of my clients want to focus on their branding. They may be business owners, and they may need to focus on that more than someone who may be retired. So it just depends. And speaking of retirement, I have, over the last, I would say, 5 years, really grown my client base with who I call savvy retirees. They are women, former executives and professionals who have retired from the workforce but are still very active. They're traveling, they're engaged in community organizations.
The wardrobe needs are different.
And the wardrobe needs are different, and they still want to have style. They understand that, hey, you need style throughout your entire life. They still want to make a great impression. And so that is a large population for me now. And it's just great. I love working with them. It's really been fun.
Yeah, no moo-moos.
No moo-moos. That's out.
I remember when, and I mean, fashion was different back then, but I remember when we were younger, people our age just looked so old.
Yes.
And they just dressed so old that I was just like, no.
And when you retired, you just kind of,
Give
went
up.
home and you hung out
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
grandkids and you didn't really do a lot. Well, that's not the case these
And
days.
I'm glad.
That's right. We're active now forever until the day we leave the earth. And I like it. It's fun.
So if someone wants to know more about how they can work with you, about your services and products, tell us all the ways they can reach you.
Sure. So first, if you'd like to take a look at my website to see what all I'm engaged with, that is www.whenstylematters.com. And of course, you can reach me via email at Lynette@whenstylematters.com, LYNETTE @whenstylematters.com, or you can go to LynetteJones.com and you'll still get my website.
Right, and I know both Will and I follow When Style Matters on
Instagram.
Facebook and
yes.
Instagram.
Nice
so
stuff, yeah.
we're always seeing
Yeah,
the stuff that
thanks.
you post.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I
you can
get
do
ideas
that
from
too.
it.
Facebook, I have a Facebook page,
Yep.
facebook.com/When Style Matters. And also, like you say, Instagram, same thing. When Style Matters is everywhere.
Great.
LinkedIn as well.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our listeners today?
Well, I just want to encourage everyone to think about your style, think about the impression that you want to make when you're out in the world, when you're in your workplace, and even if you're retired, if you know that you need some help with putting together a wardrobe that truly makes you look and feel your best, reach out to me for help. I'd love to be there for you.
I second that. I think she's great.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for us today.
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
It's been great.
And we'll post all your information up there. So if you didn't write that down, you'll be able to find it. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our website. Send us questions and topics you'd like to learn about. If you're in the Colorado Springs area and would like us to help you in person, just shoot us an email at contactus@chronologyfit.com or message us on Facebook at chronologyfit. If you're not in the Colorado Springs area, there's some things we can do with you virtually as well. And be sure and check out our YouTube channel. Remember, that's Chronology with a K. And you can check out other great podcasts by visiting studio809radio.com. We hope you have a healthy week and tune in next time to the Functional Fitness and Nutrition Podcast with Chronology.